The fourth lecture in ATS 113 is all about Earth-Sun geometry. Now this can be a very complicated subject for many students, and I can tell you that there are often quite a few questions on the test about this topic, so make sure that you read pages 43 through 50 in the Aguado textbook. Let me highlight for you a few key terms that we're really going to be focusing on. I really like this word insolation that you see on page 43, where insolation refers to how much sunlight or incoming solar radiation you are receiving at any given location. The orbit of the Earth is described in detail in a couple of paragraphs, and there's two important terms to watch for here: perihelion and aphelion. Those words will definitely be on the next test. Okay, so here's some nice examples where it's talking about how the tilt of the Earth influences the amount of sunlight received in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Make sure you notice that the top panel is a hypothetical case in which if the Earth was completely tilted 90 degrees on its axis, whereas the lower panel is the real case where the Earth is tilted only 23.5 degrees on its axis. So don't get confused as to what this figure is showing. Alright, now here's a key concept: the business of solstices and equinoxes. Make sure you know all about what's going on the solstices and equinoxes. What's going on on June, September, December, and March 21st. Make sure you understand about the length of daylight on those days. Make sure you understand about where the solar declination is on those days. Those concepts will be coming up in the following paragraphs. I can't emphasize enough the importance of the term highlighted here, solar declination. Students always get this concept confused. I mean, there's always some students rather who get it confused. Make sure you understand what we're talking about. The top figure on this page is a nice example showing how solar declination changes over the course of a year. And also there is the beginning of the discussion about length of daylight and how length of daylight is used to define the Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle and where these locations are and so on. Alright, and the reason why we care about the solar declination is because we want to figure out how much heat every location is receiving from the sun, and this is integral to the concept of beam spreading. I like the little demonstration that I showed up, illustrated up here with a little box around it with a flashlight. I probably won't actually do that in class just because it's so easy for you to look at the picture of the book and understand what that's all about and how that relates to beam spreading. Now the paragraph that's highlighted here is the textbook's definition of how to compute noon sun angles. Now there's a whole video on your course CD about how to compute noon sun angles, and we're also going to do it in class, and you're going to do them on the homework, and they're going to be on the test. So make sure you understand how to compute the noon sun angle for any given location on any given day of the year. I also like this business about beam depletion in the atmosphere. The figure I've highlighted here is actually particularly nice for that. This is attenuation of the sunlight by the atmosphere. By and large, the atmosphere is transparent to sunlight, but some is reflected and scattered by the sun, and this illustrates how that impacts the total amount of insolation a location receives. And then finally, just make it down here to the summary for the whole chapter. Okay, I hope this information will help you with your readings and help you know what to focus on. And if you have any questions, contact me. It's been Dr. John Schrage, copyright 2006.